Welcome back everyone, and I've just done with the background of those two images here, and now it tells me page number 1. That means I need to start in page number 1, so I'm going to my pages, going to page number 1 here, which I assume is page number 2 because this is the first page I'm having here. You can either click on 2 and 3 here to get the full 2 pages, or you can click on page number 2 again to get the first page. Great. So going at this part of the page here, it tells you add 4 medium images of your own choice regarding artificial intelligence. So in this case, I'm going to my file and I'm picking the favorite 4 images if I wish to. So let me say, for example, I'm having here some images as a PNG and I have one without PNG. So let's say, for example, I'm using this is as the first one. So number 5, number 6, number 10. So I'm using here part of it. So I'm using here the first one, 3, 5, 6, and 10. Now I'm selecting all my images as I would like to add to my InDesign. Simply, I'm just gonna drag them toward my InDesign. Now, if you see the background has a black shadow, don't worry about this because this is probably is a PNG image. It doesn't have a background. So the black here presenting the background. So here is transparent background. So I can use my arrow here to choose between different images. So let's say, for example, I'm using the first one as artificial intelligence and I'm adding this right in the middle. Here we go. I can add this right in the middle where I can actually use other 4 pages. I might add another page right here in the bottom. You see, I'm sticking to the column. Second one, I'm starting from the column and sticking to the column still. And last one here, I might add this a little bit smaller here so it shows again a bit of the logo. Or actually I could be more creative and just drag this toward the logo over here so it looks like I'm creating my own logo. Now again, I can enlarge it as much as I want. And make sure when you enlarge the frame and you enlarge the image itself. Good. So I move the image a little bit in the middle so it looks great to me. And I might move this at the back of this layer over here so I can go to my layers and make sure this is not in the background. So whatever I've done here is incorrect. So I'm just gonna select all of them by using Shift and just drag them towards the images. So now all those now became an image instead of a background. So I'm now an image. I can see the pen over my image layer, so I'm all good. Now simply I can zoom out using Control minus to zoom out. And I'm having my other 2 images here. I can drag this a little bit up towards my column. Here we go. So the hands will match my other image here. So again, this is a little bit bigger, so I can click here to get again the frame as big as I wish to. So I'm having those 2. I might actually select 2 by clicking on Shift and just drag them a little bit down. Make sure please you're using your Shift on your keyboard so they are following closely. So now I've just added the 4 pages of my own choice regarding artificial intelligence, and now I ask you to create a paragraph following the given steps below. Now this is going to be an exact or a typical scenario of your exam. So I can ask you for steps. Now when I ask you for steps, you're going to find one file here called artificial intelligence. I believe I did not add it yet. So I'm going to add it now to you. So I'm having here the artificial intelligence. Where did it go? Here we go. So I'm going to add this today to your file. So I'll make sure you're going to find it once it's needed. So at this point here, I'm going to my InDesign simply, and it tells me here, create a paragraph following those steps, add a topic of your own choice with the font Royal Black. So this is the font type or the font family, Royal Black. Font size is 20 points, uppercases letter, and black fill, red stroke with a 10% or 10-degree skew. So in this case here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with a topic. So I'm going to go here, for example, to a machine learning, a primary laboratory applications. So I'm just going to click copy to this. I'm going back to my InDesign, and then simply I'm going to the text. So when I go to the text, I'm making sure that I'm in the text layer. So I might lock the image at the moment, and I'll go to the text layer. So my pen goes straight on there, and it doesn't again conflict or conflicting me, yes, while I'm working with my design. So in this case here, I can drag my text simply. So I'm having a text here and I can click Control V, which is paste for my paragraph. So this is my topic to start with. Now it tells me here topic is supposed to be Arial black, so I'm going back again to it. Let me zoom a little bit in so I can see it clearly. So I'm going to double click here. I can go again to Arial black. So simply you can choose from the drop down menu, or you can simply just type it down. So I'm going to put here Arial black. So I'm having here Arial black. Here we go. Great. Let's see what else is asking me to do. Okay, font size 20 uppercases letters. So font size here is 20, so 20 points. So I can go, if you don't find 20 here, simply I can just type it down. Okay, click enter. So I'm having it 20. Now let's see what else is asking me to do. It asked me to skew it 10 degrees. So I'm just gonna go to the skewing, which is over here, and I'll make sure this is a 10 degree. By the way, if you are confused or you cannot find the proper tools, just hover over them, and in this case it tells you what exactly those are, so we can get an idea about them. So in this case I'm gonna go to the skew to 10%, and I'll make sure I'm not missing anything else. For the fact I've just missed one part here which says uppercase letters. So uppercase here, that means all of them are uppercase or capital letters. So in here clearly it tells me this is a all caps on. So now all caps on and it's all good to go. However, it told me this is per one page, so I'll make sure this is only covering my only one page. I'm having one page here and second page over there. I'm just gonna move it a little bit to the side. Here we go. I might drag this a little bit down. And if you look here in any of those text, when you write down, you're gonna find an O letter just right here. That means open font. Open font, that means we as a human, we created this by mixing a original fonts. Say for example, original fonts that are done by um, the printers or early printers. Okay, they created the fonts that's all people use it. So when we get those printers fonts, we mix them together, they create an open font. So I'm getting, for example, Arial, I'm getting Comics, I'm getting all those different fonts, mixing all of them together, create a one different font, we call it an open font. All right, I know this is a little bit unnecessary, but let's go to the next step. So next step here tells me add 2 paragraphs of your own choice, character settings. So I'm just gonna use any 2 paragraphs. So at this case, I might use up to here as a 1 paragraph, or I might use the whole paragraph. So this is up to me and this is my creativity. So I'm gonna copy this at the moment. And please feel free to do something else. So I'm gonna go with my text, making sure Control minus to zoom out and make sure I'm not going over my page. So I can drag, either select a specific column or 2 columns, up to me. So I'm going to select the 2 columns at the moment. I'll make sure again this is exactly within the column after I paste my paragraph. So I've pasted my paragraph here. Just going to drag it a little bit to fill my second column. And I'll make sure this is aligned right in the middle, and you'll find it once I write right in the middle, you're going to find the lining here with the InDesign itself, or simply you can actually drag it just right to the left and to the right over here. Here we go. And I can align this using again my text, using my paragraph aligned to the center, so I'm getting peace of mind and I'm making sure 100% this is my topic. Now I'm going toward the paragraph at the moment. I'll highlight it, I'll zoom in a little bit using Control plus, or I can use the magnify glasses, by the way. So let me just go to Control 0 here. I can use the magnify glasses right at the bottom here, and I can click and drag and it takes me to this specific point as I'm clicking to. So now I'm still in text here, so I'm having my paragraph and my topic. So I'm going to follow those steps. Character settings, again it asks me for a word that can be quite hard for me to write. I can copy it from my Word document, go into my InDesign, character of course, and then just paste it. Now I found it for me. I'm just going to click enter. Now I'm having all my paragraphs set for me. So font size 14, leading 17. Let's find out what is leading. So I'm gonna go here again. We said 15 for 14 for the font size. I'm gonna go upgrade it twice. So I'm having 14 now. and it tells me leading. Leading are the spaces between two lines. So you're gonna find it just under the point. So if I just hover over it, it tells me this is leading. So I can push it until 17 as it tells me over here. So this is my first paragraph where I can go with the second paragraph. I will do another styling here where I can cut it into two halves. So I'm gonna copy this, copy, and then look, I'm having up to here. I did not finish paragraph style yet. But let's find out what we're gonna do as another paragraph right at the bottom. So I'm going to my text, selecting my text starting from the first column. Okay, my bad. Let me just zoom out a little bit because I'm still using the first paragraph. So let me just minimize it a little bit towards the paragraph using the text, and now I can use my text from one column to another. I will paste this paragraph over here, and then I just gonna use another paragraph. Let's say for example they're using another paragraph, so I'm just using this paragraph until, for example, where is the full stop, copying that, and then I'm just placing my paragraph over here, making sure those two are aligned. Good. Control V to paste. So now I'm having two paragraphs. For the fact there are three paragraphs, but if we look at it closely, it looks like two paragraphs. Now, if I do two paragraphs, I would rather to use all those settings in the two paragraph rather than just copy it to one and get it done. So in this case, I'm gonna do it in two. So again, I should just go through this paragraph over here. I just can copy this. I'll make sure it doesn't say bold. Okay, it doesn't say bold, so I'll make sure this is not bold. So I'm gonna get, for example, regular in this case. So I'm just gonna highlight all of it by clicking Control A and just clicking regular because this is a regular. Now I can actually go through this, so I'm copying that. Go into this paragraph over here, Control A, paste it over here. So I'm having this, and I'll make sure this is a regular. Make sure this is 14. And then again, as we said, this is 17 leading. Doing the same for the second paragraph, select all of it, going to paste, make sure clicking enter, regular, 14 and 17. So now I'm all good with the two paragraphs or the three paragraphs as I've cut it one paragraph into twos. Now at this case, I've done with the first part here. Let's go to the second part, which is the paragraph style. Now, this is very simple. When it comes to paragraph style, we just need to move from characters to paragraphs. So I'm just gonna go to the paragraph here, and let's see what it asks me to do. So align to the right, all of them, add first line indent of 5 millimeters. So what I'll do here, I'm just gonna go in the first paragraph here. I'll make sure this is all of it, again, aligned to the left, which is already done automatically by InDesign. And again, indents the first line 5 mil toward the right. I'll do the same here because since all of them are the same, unless it asks me to change a paragraph, at this case, I'll change the aligning of the paragraph. Third one as well, I will do the same. And I'll make sure for the fact by getting the paragraph itself, I'm just making sure those paragraph again are minimized to the paragraph itself. There we go. So now I'm having all three of them are minimized. I can now use my images over here. So I'm gonna untick images and make sure which image I'm trying to allocate. So I'm using that image over here. So I can actually get this image over here by selecting it and dragging it down. Okay, and I can actually get my image back here. So I'm adding more images within my newsletter. So it looks great to me, honestly. Now I'm going to the second page and I'm going to cover the second page in the next video. So please keep your patience up and I will see you in the next video.